Well, it's that time of year again, which apparently comes more than once a year now, when the 79-year-old president needs a checkup. And whenever a president gets any kind of checkup or exam or goes to a hospital, that is usually a news story. That is totally normal. It gets reported on as far as we know. There's always the possibility that he has some sort of like Rasputin character roaming around the White House that we, the people, don't know about. But as far as his regular checkups, yes, we're supposed to know about these things. Actually, maybe Stephen Miller is Trump's Rasputin. I've never thought about that, but that is an interesting line of thought that maybe we can pursue. But in the past, we, the people, have been lied to. Like, obviously lied to. We've seen Trump and his very questionable doctors come out saying that this man, who is clearly not in optimal physical shape, not even for a man of his age, is in the best possible physical condition that a human man can possibly be in. The doctors have never seen anything like it. Trump's body is a paragon of beauty and strength, and we should all just be in awe of Trump's physical shape. And not only that, his brain is so good. He's got the best brain. He's got the biggest brain. It's the brainiest brain that has ever brained.
I wanted to change gears just really quickly and ask you, you're going to Walter Reed tomorrow? What are you having done? And how are you feeling?
I'm meeting with the troops, and I'm also going to do a sort of semi-annual physical, which I do. And I think I'm in great shape, but I'll let you know. But I have no difficulty thus far. Is there wood around here? I'll knock on. No difficulty. Physically, I feel very good. Mentally, I feel very good. I did about 6-7 months ago. I do physicals. I like to, when I'm around, I like to check always early, always be early. It's a lesson for a lot of people. But I also did a cognitive exam, which is always very risky because if I didn't do well, you'd be the first to be blaring it. And I had a perfect score. And one of the doctors said he's almost never seen a perfect score. I had a perfect score. I got the highest score. And that made me feel good. When they asked, would I like to do one? I said, yeah. I said, did Obama do it? No. Did Bush do it? No. Did Biden do it? I definitely did. Biden wouldn't have gotten the first 3 questions right. No, Biden didn't do it. Biden should have done it. I'm actually a person that believes that if you're president, you should do a cognitive exam. But last time I took a cognitive exam, and it was a perfect score.
It all feels very North Korean, but we know by now that speaking only hyperbolically ever is Trump's brand, and it has been that way since before he even became a politician. He is the product of the Roy Cohn method, just all ridiculous all the time. Of course, Trump eats way more McDonald's than a man with his kind of money should ever have to eat. His skin looks terrible, which I wouldn't normally comment on, but he really doesn't do himself any favors with his insistence on being orange. He has a bruise on the back of his hand that does not heal, and all of the slimming, compressing black socks in the world cannot hide his bulging, edematous cankles. Also, he was recently diagnosed with chronic venous insufficiency, meaning his veins are not sufficiently returning blood to his heart, and that's nothing to be ashamed of. But for a man like Donald Trump, it doesn't quite fit the narrative that he is so desperate to promote. It also seems as though the cankles and the bruising are related, and I say it seems this way because no one will just say it, but if this was your grandfather, it would be obvious what's going on.
A demented man with muffin top cankles, bruises all over his hands, and an army of sycophants around him.
But look, I'm not a doctor or a medical practitioner of any kind, and Trump's own doctor said that at least the bruising is nothing to worry about. He said this is consistent with minor soft tissue irritation from frequent handshaking and the use of aspirin, which is taken as part of a standard cardiovascular prevention regimen. This is a well-known and benign side effect of aspirin therapy. And yeah, the bruising can be a side effect of taking blood thinners, but regardless, it's clear that Trump is not in optimal health, as he is so desperate to convince us all that he is. But the fact that we're even having this conversation is insulting. His previous doctor even admitted that when he spoke about Trump's glowing, perfect health, that he was just saying what Trump told him to say. It should come as no surprise that the people Trump surrounds himself with have very little integrity when it comes to their own work, and that they have no problem lying. But you would hope that that Hippocratic oath would actually mean something, especially that part about practicing medicine with integrity. But we all know by now that the emperor has no clothes. No one's gonna say it though. In other health-related news, or whatever this is, calling it health-related might be a stretch. Not only is Tylenol to blame for autism, but also circumcision.
There's many other confirmation studies. There's 2 studies that show children who are circumcised early have double the rate of autism. It's highly likely because they're given Tylenol.
We all remember Trump's now famous anti-Tylenol rant. He teased his autism announcement at Charlie Kirk's memorial service, which was very strange, even for him, even for MAGA. And then he announced that he and RFK Jr. had figured out why all of these babies have autism. He seemed unable to pronounce the word acetaminophen, which is a fairly common word, I'd say. So he just kept yelling about Tylenol, which is just one medication that contains acetaminophen. They blamed autism on women because why wouldn't they? And they said that pregnant women should just deal with even more pain than they already deal with. No, the government made no suggestion of making pregnancy or childbirth easier and more painless for women. No, the government made no suggestion of making childcare more accessible and affordable to parents who have to work full-time jobs these days just to pay their bills. Nope, just don't take Tylenol because in the words of our president, who is definitely not suffering from any kind of cognitive impairment or decline, nothing bad can happen. It can only good happen if you don't take Tylenol. So with that, here is an update from RFK Jr., our actual real-life health secretary, where he cites a TikTok video that he saw and accuses pregnant women who don't want to take the very already questionable medical advice of this administration of having Trump derangement syndrome.
This morning before I came in here, somebody showed me a TikTok video of a pregnant woman at 8 months pregnant. She is an associate professor at the Columbia Medical School, and she is saying F Trump and gobbling Tylenol with her baby in her placenta. And the level of Trump derangement syndrome has now left the political landscapes, and it is now in the realm of pathology. And a mother could overwhelm millions of years of maternal instinct to put her baby at risk.
And I know it's a little hard to understand what he's saying there, but the transcription is, this morning before I came in here, somebody showed me a TikTok video of a pregnant woman. She is an associate professor at Columbia Medical School, and she is saying F Trump and gobbling Tylenol with her baby in her placenta. So he also has no idea how the female body works. That seems to be a very common theme amongst the old men who are making decisions about my body constantly, so that's fun for me. But I did mention circumcision. So Trump went on to clarify that he's not a doctor, in case anyone was confused, but that he has studied this for a long time. I don't know what he thinks it means to truly study a health issue or ailment or disease or whatever, but that is some Dunning-Kruger nonsense if I ever heard it. Our entire government currently is being run by Dunning and Kruger. I tried to order COVID tests online recently, and I was redirected to a whitehouse.gov site telling me that COVID was just a big Democrat hoax, and no, there was no way for me to actually order the test that I was trying to order. Nothing is real anymore, but if we know nothing is real, and if we can all just collectively agree and accept that nothing is real anymore, then they lose their ability to manipulate the masses. I think that we've made some progress in that respect as a nation, but I feel not as much as we should have by now. All right, that's it for me. If you got anything out of this, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more. Thanks.